invocation to David.
Good evening, everyone. And for an invocation, before we do the pledge, I'm not sure if this would count, but I really like it. I heard it somewhere. I'll read this. Rather than being your thoughts and emotions, be the awareness behind them. So if we can put our hands over our hearts and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I wasn't sure if I could remember that. I did good. Okay, back to you.
You did good.
Yeah. We the people.
All right, thank you, David.
To form a more perfect union.
Yeah, good thing I didn't start with that one.
Preamble. Maurice, cut it out over there. Or at least share. Give us some.
Yeah, give me some of that stuff that you're on.
Mail it to us.
We want some.
If you can.
For club business tonight, I don't really have too much, except sorry for the confusion with all the links every time. I'm not sure what's happening with the district links, but every time we're trying to log in, it's saying another meeting's in progress. I have to call Miss Catney. She's got to log in and cancel a meeting that's not even started. And then somehow it starts to let us in. And we thought we had it fixed, but it happened again tonight. So it's nice to have everybody's phone number. I just shot out that quick text and to tell everybody a new link was in there. But unfortunately, it actually did it again. So I had to call her back. But to remedy this, I think for next week, Olivia has offered to use her Zoom account. And so what I'll do is I'll get the Zoom account from her, the information, the link and everything, and I will just include that in next week's Toastmasters meeting email. And then that way everybody has it. And hopefully we don't have that kind of issue going forward anymore right now. But two, please be careful with the approaching storm. I know I'm not really sure of the severity right now, but we're already making preps at work and different things. So you guys just please be safe, be careful, be smart. And if we do take more of a direct hit and people are out power or anything, obviously we're probably not going to have a meeting next week, but that will I'll just kind of keep an eye on that and we'll play it by ear and see how everything goes. But hopefully everybody's fine and we get through it unscathed. So, okay, with that, I am going to turn it over to our, oh, wait, does anybody have anything to pass?
Gary wanna make a comment. Business talk. Okay. Thanks
Sure.
for the payment. And we had 9 payments before the deadline. So this club status is good. Thank you for your cooperation. And if anybody who not paid it yet, please do so. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, Gary.
Another comment. Did we turn in our club success plan?
Yeah, I have not. And if I'm delinquent on that, I will get on it immediately.
All right.
I feel like I am. Maurice, do you mind if I give you a call about that and you just kind of maybe walk me through something, or did I miss an email?
Maybe. I think Dave filled it out, I guess, a few weeks ago and sent it.
Yeah, I remember filling it out and emailing it out, but I don't remember after that.
I think each officer has to sign it. And then once it's done, you forward it to Brandon. I think Brandon, who's the area director.
Okay, yeah, actually, I remember doing that with Diego last year. And so I'll touch base with David and make sure that we get that out and signed. And thanks for the reminder, Maurice. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Does anybody have anything else? Okay, well, I am going to stop my video for a second. I'm going to go run and try to find some colors for our timer, but I'm going to go ahead and turn the meeting over to our Toastmaster tonight, and that is Kyler.
Greetings. Thank you. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. My name is Kyler Gates, and I'll be your Toastmaster for this evening. I'm going to start off by introducing some of our roles. So our grammarian this evening will be Olivia Carter. Olivia, can you explain your role for us?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Olivia, and welcome, Toastmasters. And I don't think we have any guests. My role as a grammarian is to listen for misuse of the English language, throughout the meeting. So I will listen to the speeches, the evaluations, whether it be table topic, pocket speech, what have you, and then I will give my report at the end. And I also have the word of the day, and it is omnipotent. And it's spelled Omnipotent. I will put it in the chat. Again, the word of the day is omnipotent, and it means unlimited power, able to do anything. Omnipotent. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. That's a fun word of the day, omnipotent. I'm trying to think of like a way to use it. I would say the Zoom Corporation and people who own Zoom stock are probably feeling pretty omnipotent right now. Anyway, so we'll move on next to the Table Topics Master, who will be Maurice. Maurice, can you tell us a little bit about your role?
Yes, I can tell you a little bit about my role. My role as Table Topics Master is to give subjects on impromptu speeches to keep each speaker on their toes, to keep their speaking skills, their impromptu speaking skills up. And it's going to be a 1 to 2 minute speech on whatever subject I give to that speaker. Thank you.
Thanks, Maurice. All right, next we have our general evaluator, Kiori. Can you tell us a little bit about your role?
It's Carrie.
Kiori.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Carrie Noma. I am your general evaluator tonight. I'm going to be in charge of the last portion of this meeting. I'll see you later. And also I'll make a general evaluation too. See you in a little bit.
Oh, thank you. Next we have the timer, and this evening I believe Luke is going to be the timers. Has Luke returned yet? Okay, we'll come back.
Yep.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
No,
yeah.
I'm here, Kyler.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
You tell us a little bit about your role.
Sure. Good evening, everybody. I will be the timer for tonight. So in place, so we will have a first speaker tonight. We will not be evaluating that first speaker, but we'll have Cheyenne speaking. Really, Cheyenne, this isn't going to be timed, but I will stick with the 5 to 7 minutes. So you'll see the green top at the 5. You'll see the yellow bag of these hip peas, which are amazing, by the way. And then you'll see this red pot placemat. I don't know what it's called. At the 7 minutes. For table topics, it'll be 1 minute. You'll see the green, 1.5 minutes, the yellow, and then the 2 minutes, the red. And we're not going to have any evaluators tonight. And so that is what I'll be doing this timer. Back to you, Kyler.
Thanks, Luke. Those hippies are really good, by the way. I think I like them better than regular cheese puffs, just because they're extra crispy. Next, we have for the odd counter, we have Donovan. Donovan, can you tell us a little bit about your role this evening?
Yeah, thank you, Kylo. So I'll counsel with sixth grade. I'm gonna note on the sounds using the crunch sounds. Like that's basically like the further ones, like and, but, so, well, you know. Sounds maybe like all or same as phrases. Like this means, such as I and I. So I'll be counting on that and back to you, Carlos.
Thanks, Donovan. I appreciate it. And with that, we will now move on to our first speech of the evening, which will be Cheyenne with a pocket speech.
Hello, everyone. Let me just get my timer started so I can see here. Okay, tonight I'll be giving a pocket speech. If you'll hold that for me because you're going to put it on my notes. Okay, sorry, I'm going to start over. Hello, everyone. I'll be giving a pocket speech tonight. I wanted to just give you a speech based on what I was going to do my educational overview on, which is press releases and speeches during an emergency. If you don't know, I work for a fire department. I am the public outreach coordinator for the fire department. And so during times of emergency, this part of my job is very important. And I'm busy during emergency situations. So first thing I wanted to bring up is that the internet is more prevalent in our lives than ever before. When an emergency happens, people are scared, they're confused, they're not sure what to do. So they go to the best place for information, the internet. So we just want to hope that the information they're getting is accurate and reliable, and they're not just looking at a Facebook post saying, well, my neighbor said this, so it must be true. No, you want to make sure they have access to reliable information that gives them accurate instructions for their safety, for people around them safety, and just to hopefully give them a peace of mind in these emergency situations. So in particular, pertaining to hurricanes, the most prevalent example, I'll just kind of let you know what we're doing now to prep for that. So we have preparation posts, what to do before the storm, gather supplies, check your batteries for your flashlights, make sure you have canned food. So we just kind of share this narrative just so people can have it in their thought. It may hit at the end of the week or next week, so I have all this time to prepare. I try to, share these things as soon as possible. Like today, we just found out about the storm today. So I already started sharing as soon as I found out this is a situation that we will be facing soon. So once the situation has occurred, or sorry, let me start up. So for example, last hurricane hit on like a Monday or Tuesday. So while I was at work Monday, I knew we would probably be out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I went ahead and scheduled the post, what to do during the storm, what to do after, because I wasn't sure if I would have access to the internet. So if you can, if you want to do that, that is an option. Go ahead and just schedule some basic posts if you won't be able to share the live updates. So at least they're getting some kind of update from your agency. So now the storm has happened. Everyone's not sure what to do. There's debris everywhere. Is it safe to go out? There's three things you do in an emergency if you're the one giving the speech. So the press release or the speech to the public, you're going to say what happened, what you are doing, and what you will do. So just an example with the hurricane. Hurricane Sally has passed. We are now out responding to emergency calls, people that need help, people who are trapped, and then what you are going to do. So once we are done responding to the emergency calls, we will then take non-emergency calls for those people who just need general assistance. And then you thank them, thank you for your patience. We'll get to you as soon as we can. So as long as you are calm and collected and you share that information, without the panic in your voice, just matter of fact. That will help people to also feel calm and safe. Okay, so I don't know what to do, but someone else does. And it just kind of helps level out. You may not completely take away their fear, but it probably put them a little bit more at ease. And that's what we hope to do. So after that, you want to give people regular updates. A big thing is across all platforms. I had a bad habit of this. I would just share it on Facebook and forget about the other ones. But everyone may not be on Facebook. You have to know your audience. You have to know what target demographic is on each social media. So older folks are typically on Facebook. People my age, 30s, 40s, they're typically on Instagram. Twitter is actually not that active for us. I still share it to there. You can link them across platforms. So if I share something to Instagram, it will automatically go to Twitter. And then there are some people who have no social media, but they have an app called Nextdoor, which is essentially like a Facebook page sometimes without the drama. But there are people who get their neighborhood updates on Nextdoor. So I've actually just reached out to do that as well. There's another option that the emergency management system has adapted, text message updates. You may have people who don't have social media at all, but they have a phone, and you can get text message updates on a smartphone or a flip phone, a Palm Pilot, or whatever you have. So just good to make sure that everyone has access to that information. And then each platform has its own format for pictures, videos, text, things like that. So you have to adapt the content you're making so it will accurately fit inside that social media website. One thing that you want to make sure you're doing is warning people against false information. For example, the emergency management system was letting people know that there were multiple scams reported for people cutting down limbs that would, charge you an astronomical amount of money, and it's a scam, or people that were trying to come over here and take advantage of people that were vulnerable. So just making sure that if you find out that there is a scam or something like that, that you're able to share that with your audience. Another good thing to do and to recognize, and you can make a pre-outline of this if you need to, is the services that you can provide. Don't make promises for something that you cannot do for people, but have a list. If you need this, here's who can help. So that's the best way to make sure that people don't expect something from you that you cannot provide. One thing that we do during COVID-19, although we do provide some healthcare services, we are not experts in that field. So we did not want people counting on us as our main source of information, or thinking, oh, call the fire department if you have a COVID question, or go to the fire department if you think you have coronavirus, which was happening. No, we don't want that. So instead of me creating our own post, our own content, I would share it from the CDC because they were putting out their own articles, their own infographics. So you're kind of diverting the attention to another resource, which kind of helps you not be the main focus. Oh, well, if they're putting out this information themselves, they must know. So we were really careful with that to not be the ones making those main graphics, but to share it from another site. And then if you're interested in growing your social media, a lot of people do this for their personal social medias as well. There are best times to post. Typically 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 7 p.m. are high internet traffic times. Knowing that for your page can help you reach more people organically. There's the option to boost a post with money, but who wants to pay $10 to boost one of your posts? I mean, some people do it. But if you have a business account, then you can get those statistics on who's looking at your page, what time. Facebook will actually tell you, break it down by age group, gender. It's very interesting, and then you can see like an actual graph of the time of day that your page gets the most traffic. So if you're spreading important information that could help someone out, that's good to know. When are they most likely to see this information that they need to keep them safe? And then last but not least, just with COVID-19, we're all adapting to virtual platforms. So knowing how your technology works before you go to set up your big press release is a must. You don't want to have people that are panicking and then you cut to black and they're like, ah, this happens in every scary movie. You want to make sure you have it working. You know, I need a microphone or they won't hear me. So it's just good to test all of that out beforehand so the information going to them can transition as smooth as possibly from you to them and your message is clear. And one thing I thought of, to have everyone in your organization know what you're saying. So in case they get asked while you're not there, the message can be the same across the board and you don't have different people telling different information. So with that, hope everyone stays safe during the hurricane. Find out your agencies, emergency management and Mobile. They're a great source. They will tell you shelters, they'll keep you updated. And yeah, like and follow those pages. The interaction helps. If you just look at it, they don't get that data to see, okay, well, this is actually helpful at this time or whatnot. So thank you so much. And that is my pocket speech.
Thanks, Cheyenne. That was very informative and useful. I feel like even though that's specific to the fire department, I feel like that can go for everything. Like, anybody who's in a position where they need to lead during a crisis, that's very helpful information. All right, so next we'll move on to our next portion of the meeting, which is the table topics. So I will turn the lectern over to Maurice, who is our table topics master.
All right, thank you, Kyler. Any volunteers? Okay, Kyler. How did you fare during the hurricane? Not just you, your house, your property, etc. The road that you're on.
We fared very well. We essentially, the worst thing that happened is our part of our fence fell over. So everything else was just small debris in the yard and everything was all right. However, our neighborhood had a pretty rough time. There was a lot of trees down, a lot of roads were blocked. Power was out at our house for, I want to say 4 days or so. So I was, which I was kind of okay with it, like maybe the first couple of days, because I was just like, oh, well, I'll go out and get some camping gear and I'll cook things over the fire in the backyard. Like, this is cool, this is fun. And then like maybe the last day or so that the power was off, it wasn't fun anymore. I was pretty sick of it at that point. So, but yeah, we did all right. My family members in Baldwin County had a pretty rough time because it hit a little harder over there. So I have been, most of my weekends have been going over there and helping out clean up. My mom's property had some pretty serious damage to the roof, and we just were getting the trees off of it and everything. It ended up being like 3 or 4 trees mixed into one, and it had punctured the roof in a couple different places. But luckily, we got taken care of, and we got a roofer out there pretty quick. So all things considered, things went pretty well. And then back to you.
All right, thank you, Kyler. Next volunteer. All right, Luke. My question for you is, the governor of Alabama extended the mandatory mask order for another 5 weeks starting late last week. And I heard on the news, incidentally, that the governor of Mississippi, Tate Reeves, he lifted the mandatory mask order. So what is your opinion on the mask order for either state or both states?
All right, thanks, Maurice. So the question I've been asked is, how do I feel about the mask order being lifted in Mississippi and then extended in Alabama? And I know this is kind of a hot topic for a lot of people for one reason or another. To me, I don't find it to be a hot topic at all. I am for the mask. I'm 100% for wearing the mask. I do feel, from my limited knowledge of the virus, I do feel that it is one of the most basic forms of mitigation that we can all do to not only protect ourselves, but to protect others and to help the spread. And all we have to do is wear a mask. It does not 100% make you safe, but from the things that I have read and seen, it's upwards of 60% transmission that it does work good at keeping from spreading. And I don't feel it's an assault on our civil liberties by any means by asking people just to wear a mask. And these are just my opinions. I respect other people's opinion and how they feel about it too. And that's what's great, because everybody has their own opinion. But for me, I am 100% for wearing the mask as long as I need to. Even if it helps 10% or 5% of the time, guess what? That's 5 or 10% of the time that it's actually helping and doing something. And so I think all states actually need to continue wearing masks and continue social distancing. Yes, life has to go on. Yes, we have to open back up. Yes, we have to do these certain things, but we can do them with common sense measures like wearing a mask, and it will make opening back up and getting back to normal a little bit safer. And so that is my answer to the question. Back to you, Maurice.
All right, thank you, Luke. And since it's 20 after, and since the Table Topics Master is not an omnipotent role, I will relinquish the lectern back to the Toastmaster, Kyler.
Thank you.
Can I enter? Hey, Kyler, do you mind? Well, Maurice, look, we're not going to have any evaluations tonight besides Carrie. So if you want to do at least 2 more, I think we got time to do that for sure.
All right, thank you.
Majid had his hand up too, I think. So.
Okay, Majid.
Could anyone give me like just a quick, just pocket evaluation? It doesn't have to be like on paper. You don't have to write anything down. Just an in general, just what you could work on kind of thing. If not, it's fine.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, no, we can definitely do that, Cheyenne. Does anybody volunteer? If not, I can take it. Okay. Yeah, I will work on putting a little something together. And Maurice, we can just continue on with the topics there.
yeah, I don't want to volunteer because overall I liked the speech very well. I mean, it was very organized and I enjoyed it. So I won't be able to say you anything to improve much. So let Luke take that. All right, Maurice, I'm up for it.
All right. Question is, and since I'm lacking a little bit, since there is another potential hurricane coming our way, and we just recovering, and a lot of people are recovering from damages from Hurricane Sally, what are you doing to prepare for the next hurricane? And do you have you suffered much damage from the last hurricane that could be potentially exacerbated by the next hurricane?
Hello, everyone. Appreciate that, Morris. The question being asked is, what was the impact by Sally, and what would be the consequences for the next Greek letter that's coming, hurricane, that could exaggerate it or exacerbate it? I think I share similar experience as it was shared earlier from Mr. Gates. I think overall I was very lucky. Like I've seen damage on my left and my right, and I sneaked in safe here. There was no outage here, so the electricity was all up, and I had a little issue with the fencing gates and mailbox, but overall I rode very well. I think the overall structure. But the lesson that helped me was Maria. I saw the disaster recovery. I was helping with disaster recovery with Maria, and looking at the damage, I said, okay, I'll pay that big money and knock down all the trees. So I cut all my trees which were close to my roof. So I think I was lucky that I didn't had, or else I cut down like 11 trees, which were all in my proximity of the roof. So I think that helped me be more, I was okay to ride on it, and I was lucky that I did that call. So similarly, I think the lesson learned, there were few, as an individual, we have learned so many lessons that we can apply. I don't want to share like each and every lesson, like the outages and stuff. So we have learned, all of us have learned a lot of things that we can put in practice with the new hurricane, if it were to be formed. But also it calls us as a greater team to motivate our leaders to look at what's getting exaggerated. Is there's something omnipotent which is not working right? Maybe the climate control is real, climate change is real. Make our leaders look into it, because there is a group of scientists who say it, but there's a group of financial assets that don't agree with it because they want to run with it and run with the day-to-day stocks. So I think we, as a group of individuals, we can start a conversation for our leaders to look into it. That would be my say, that we need to think in ourselves and make sure that we take some action in this role, but not as such individual impact that would make it worse. But I'm really concerned about the greater impact to Mobile or to surroundings in this area in the Gulf, and the approach of leadership, and also in a larger role. I know individually, all the individuals and the management teams are doing very well, and if it were to be another one, we will be more prepared and put into practice the lessons we learned. But I think there is something that to be filled in at a higher level, but at a lower level, we are doing very well, I think. Back to you, Moritz.
All right, thank you, Majid. And it's 7:26, so I suppose it's time to move on to the next phase of the meeting. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thanks, Maurice, and thank you for the thought-provoking Toastmaster topics. Like I said, especially with the next upcoming hurricane, it's important to think about what we want to do and how we want to prepare, and with all the things we've been dealing with this year in 2020. All right, so next I'm going to move on to the evaluation portion of the meeting, and I'm going to call up Carrie, who will be our general evaluator.
Good evening, everyone, again. I am your general evaluator tonight. I would like to start with a pocket speech evaluation. Luke is going to evaluate Cheyenne's speech.
All right, thank you, Carrie. So good evening, everybody. So I'll be evaluating Cheyenne's pocket speech. And Cheyenne, thank you very much for stepping in tonight and speaking. I tried to get the email out last week, I think on Wednesday or Thursday, because I wanted to give anybody time to prepare. And so I do appreciate your pocket speech tonight, which is the educational overview as well. So I found your topic highly relevant, highly important, and it was well organized and well thought out. You can tell that you do understand your job, you understand how to perform the job, especially when emergency or disaster happens. Communication, as you pointed out, is absolutely critical in helping keep other people informed, calm, especially in the time of need. And I don't think there's probably one hot wash is what we call it, or, after we do a mission or an exercise and we sit down and we put our heads together, that we don't say communication couldn't have been better. It couldn't have been, we should have been clearer, we should have done this, we should have done that. And so I liked how you broke down, when an emergency or disaster happens, what occurred, what are you guys out doing now? And you're breaking it down in steps for the public to hear, to take in, and to know that responders are out helping and doing what they can. And that will definitely give people comfort. So I really like that you spoke about all the different platforms. So I'm the person who has never had any social media platform. I've never had Facebook. I've never had MySpace. I don't even know if that's around anymore. I don't have Twitter or anything like that. And so I do feel a little out of the loop, because I think a lot of people get so much knowledge and stuff, or not knowledge, but information, good and bad, from social media. And so when you broke down all the different platforms that you guys use, and then you even went to the specifics, you say, hey, look, Twitter, doesn't necessarily work, for us, or it does, but it's just not one of the platforms, like a go-to platform. That's good to know. And I like that you spoke about the other ones. You spoke about what times it's best to post. So if you're really trying to get your information out, all these little key things help in getting your information out faster, clearer, better. Because if you know to post at a certain time, well, guess what? That just upped your percentage even a little bit, that more people are going to see that post, and maybe visit your site. And I think that is all. I wish I had more like constructive feedback. I didn't write any notes down because I was listening, and in fact, I was listening so much I forgot to start timing you at the beginning, because I do find it very relevant. We use social media in the Coast Guard for hurricanes. We use like a thing called CG Pause, and we get text messages and alerts, and we have to literally respond to them and say, yes, safe and displaced, or safe and not displaced, and different things. And social media, I find, can be a very great thing to get information out to the masses. And for you guys using it, and everybody using it, I think it's definitely a great platform. Cheyenne, I think you're a very good speaker. You're very confident up on the stage or in front of a camera or anything like that too. So just like tonight, I think you're a great, spokesperson, especially during emergencies, and you obviously know your job. And I thought you did great tonight. I wish I had something that you could work on, but I highly enjoyed your speech and I really appreciate it. So I will give it back to our general evaluator.
Thank you, Luke. You did an excellent job, although you didn't have much time to prepare for the evaluation. Very last minute, you jumped into this role, but you did an excellent job. Thank you so much. By the way, working as a general evaluator, I feel omnipotent. I want to use this word. Okay, next, counter. Donovan, please.
Okay, I think timer, and so that's back at me. So let's see. So Cheyenne, I had you at roughly 8 minutes.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, I'm sorry, Carrie.
I said our counter, Donovan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Donovan. My bad.
It's okay. Okay. So, Cheyenne, you have 27. Carlo, you have 8. Luke, you have 13 from your paper topics, and for your evaluation, you had 21 for your evaluation. Majid had 27. And that's it. Back to you, Kerry.
Hey guys, I still win. You guys tried good.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Donovan. Let's move on to timer. Luke, I think he cannot wait. Luke, please.
Thanks, Carrie. Sorry about that. I thought it said timer, and sometimes my phone, I have it on speakerphone, and so it was a little hard to hear. Sorry about that, Donovan. So for the timer tonight, I had Cheyenne. I had you at roughly about 8 minutes. Kyler, for your table topics, I had you at 1 minute and 44 seconds. Majid, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. And I had myself at 1 minute and 47 seconds. And I failed to time myself on the evaluation, but I feel it was probably about 3 to 4 minutes. Back to you, Carrie.
Thank you, Luke. Lastly, we have our grammarian, Olivia. Olivia, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Olivia again, and my role tonight was that of grammarian. So I was listening for any misuse of the English language. And I must report, although none of us are omnipotent, so we can definitely make a mistake, I didn't hear any misuse of the English language. And as far as the word of the day, I know I heard Maurice say it one time. And Carrie, did you say it also one time?
Yes.
Okay. I report. Gotcha. Okay, back to you.
Thank you, Olivia. I like the word omnipotent. I learned a new term in English. Every day is learning for me. Okay, I would like to make a general evaluation for tonight. Tonight we had a last minute drama about the Zoom link. I got a text from Luke at 6:20 or something, very last minute, but thanks to his hard work, the program was solved and we had a peaceful, fun, productive meeting. For some reason, this is very personal opinion. The meeting was so peaceful tonight. The actual time we started the meeting was 6:52, so 7 minutes late. But this is not bad because we didn't have a prepared speeches. Speaking of speeches, we had an educational pocket speech, educational and very useful pocket speech Cheyenne made. I really appreciate last minute you jumped in again. It's a timely and a very useful topic in this season. It was very interesting for me how to use the technology for this any unusual situation. Thank you, Cheyenne. And again, last minute jumping is also Luke. Appreciate that you took the evaluation role for Cheyenne. Overall, again, it was very peaceful meeting, especially to me. Thank you so much. Back to Toastmaster. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for your evaluations and for your roles. Before I turn the lectern back to the president, I just want to see if anyone else wanted to do an educational overview since Cheyenne did a speech in place of the educational overview. All right, and with that, I will turn the lectern back to the president.
Okay, thanks, Kyler. Appreciate you being Toastmaster tonight. You did a great job, even though our schedule kind of jumped around a little bit, and it was kind of off what we normally do, but I appreciate it. All right, everybody. So even with the technical difficulties and different things like that, and we didn't have 2 evaluators and another speech, it looks like we're almost about right on time. So we're about 7:38 tonight. Once again, I apologize about the difficulties with the Zoom link. Hopefully we get this resolved with Olivia. Olivia sending out the new Zoom link, and I'll send that out in the Club Mass email to everybody, and we'll try that for next week. Now, at the beginning of the meeting, I think I said it, I'm not sure, that I wasn't going to be present at the next meeting on Monday. Well, I might be. I'm picking up family at 3 o'clock from the airport in New Orleans, and so I might be back on time. I will keep David and Olivia posted. But like I said, I appreciate you letting us use your link, Olivia. For stepping in and doing the pocket speech tonight. I really enjoyed it. I think we all did. And with that, I hope everybody's careful this next coming week. I think the storm's supposedly going to be making landfall around Friday, is what I've been gathering. So you guys be careful and be safe. And with that, does anybody have anything else they would like to pass before we close out?
Just real quickly, I forwarded you the email again about the success plan that Maurice mentioned earlier. So you can look over it. It's a PDF, and I took last year's and filled it out as best I could for this year, but just look over it and feel free to add anything you need to. And as far as signatures, I'm not sure if we could just digitally sign it with the COVID-19 and all, since we're not meeting in person, but just check your email, Luke, and you'll see it.
Okay. Yep. I definitely will. Thanks, David. I appreciate it. And Maurice, thanks for the reminder. I think you've reminded us, about numerous different things in the past, and it always helps to have, somebody with, a lot of knowledge on the inner workings and everything to help out. So I definitely appreciate it. All right, everybody. Well, I think we had a good meeting, a little unorthodox, but a great meeting, and I enjoyed seeing everybody. And you guys be safe, and we will see everybody here next Monday night.
Very good.